start a show, I start it in black when we have the graphics loaded up. So then I'll tell them, alright, stand by for the open, and stand by for the music, roll the music in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I play the video, he plays the music. So then I load channel B, and we'll do our headlines. We'll read the beginning here. So that's 6 different things that are going on around the world that we can tune into at any time. With camera 3. Alright. So now I can do this. Oh. Or we squeeze them back. So that'll go back and forth.
There you go.
But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you can do with this board. You can take the screen and shrink it down on a back.
Dog in Sydney, Sforzo, will also play for an overall double state title on the girls' side this morning. So good luck to them.
Coming up on SNN headline news.
I'm sure by now you've heard of dating sites, Tinder or Bumble. Well now, Facebook is stepping up their love game. We'll tell you how next, so don't go anywhere.
Oh, we'll tell you how next.
Oh.
Yeah.
Next.
That's why they read through all their scripts and have an idea.
Yeah. And then we'll give it to Mr. T.
Give it a try.
Right. That's fast. That's fast. Okay. And for an added bonus, the smoked sausage breakfast sandwich is back for a limited time.
That was fast. Finally this half hour, the social media giant Facebook is getting a little more social with the CEOs, unveiling of a dating feature. Mark Zuckerberg shared the news during a developer conference in San Jose, California Tuesday. The upgrade won't feature friends as potential mates. Zuckerberg said it's going to be for building real long-term relationships, and it was designed with privacy and safety in mind.
That does it for this half hour of SNN headline news, but stay with us for the top stories on the Sun Coast next.
The reason there's red tape is that that's basically the ideal lighting.
Okay, perfect.
Where this
So
is.
you can
So
try
if you're over
pushing the
here,
pedal a little
notice
bit.
how the
You'll
shadows
see
on me.
we're at the beginning of a story.
Over here, the lighting's better. There's no, it doesn't ever look like I forgot to shave half my face, right?
Who's
Because
gonna
in some
read
stations,
first?
the lighting's really bad. If you're dark here,
We'll start
it
on
looks
that
like
side.
you have a shave here, but you shave here,
Okay.
and it looks all weird. So if I'm like at the very beginning, I have like 5 more slides left, and it's like marking at 30 seconds. Right? And
What have you done?
I don't have my. You just don't let anybody know that's not the slide you're supposed to end on.
Administration
ITV,
calling
right?
their trip
So you got the little rockets there too.
Oh, we're getting out? Yeah, we gotta let the man do it by himself.
And actually, if you guys want, I can have it where one person's there and we can get a picture of each of you on the actual monitor there.
That's cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. Are we doing double weather?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Wait, start from the beginning. Good morning.
Good morning. It's Kellen and
Sarasota, or
SNN, so.
SNN is the news.
Yes.
No, really, Matthew? You wouldn't be saying good morning to the studio.
this is our news production.
Hard, isn't it?
So, a look ahead is, what's this?
That's the enhanced satellite.
We have the enhanced satellite image over here. So we have.
My name.
No, it's CNN. Sarasota.
Good morning, Sarasota. My name is Charles.
And my name is Kaylee, and
Okay.
we're going to be doing your weather.
Double weather.
Okay, so a look ahead.
No,
So it's going to be pretty, there's humidness
I
over
think
here.
it's a hurricane.
That's not hurricane.
That's high
That's
pressure.
high pressure.
Okay, I
You see right over there where Kaylee is gracefully presenting to us. That is where the high pressure is coming for. And I think with that arrow,
I'm Ben.
that
And you're
that arrow.
Yeah.
Is like, that's not a
The Carolinas.
Carolina, it's very hot. And then over there, it's pretty moist. I'm just going about the plus. Alright, so, Charles, what's our dew points for 1 p.m.?
The dew point at 1 p.m. is 61. The dew point at 4 p.m. is 61. The dew point at 7 p.m. is 60. The dew point. Peanut butter.
Morning, I'm Ben.
Alright, so the rest of our 7-day weather is gonna be
You'll see it.
it's gonna be hot, SNN Day and Wednesday, and it's gonna be Cinco de Mayo on a Saturday, and 20% chance of
All right, and how are the temperatures going to change?
pretty 20 degrees.
They're changing 20 degrees?
No, like,
There's a 20 degrees difference.
yeah.
There is?
Yes,
So
because
one, they
60
feel
and
different.
60.
I learned that 1, they drink a lot of coffee, like Mr. Miller, and 2, that they also use earpieces to connect to the control room. What I thought was interesting at SNN was that they didn't have a teleprompter, but they had something you have to press down with your foot, and the script goes down like one of those drums.
Thank you for letting us use the equipment and letting us use like the board thing to use the TriCaster.
Thank you, SNN, for letting us go into your studio. My favorite part is when we got to sit in the anchor desk.
What I liked about SNN was how many buttons there were in the control room and how they showed us how they worked it. And what I learned is that some reporters actually have to do everything and not have a camera person with them. And yeah.
One thing I learned about the news from SNN is that you have to have a lot of research before you put your anchor script together, and it's not as easy as it looks.
One thing that I learned about going to SNN is that there's something called a blue screen, and I never knew about that, so that's pretty cool.
One thing I liked about SNN is that they use teamwork throughout the whole broadcast.
I liked how the anchors controlled their scripts by using their feet.
I found it interesting that they have to wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning to go all the way to the news station.
One thing I liked about SNN is that they can control their speed with this foot pedal.
What I found interesting was that the anchors had a lot of responsibilities, and it wasn't just about going on camera and looking pretty and saying the announcements. It takes a lot of effort and practice to do this job.
Thank you for letting us come to your news station and learn about the stuff that you do. And it was pretty cool that you guys had a mini recording room for like backup in case the other room didn't work. So
I learned that SNN doesn't always do the news live, and it was interesting how some of the people working there didn't always want to do their job and some did.
I learned that SNN uses a much different TriCaster than we use, and what was interesting to me is that they use a pedal to move the teleprompter, and they didn't use a person to move it.
I think it was interesting of how many control monitors were in the control room, and that you can control your own teleprompter.
I learned that the anchors can control their own teleprompter.
I learned that the SNN's news video board is a lot more complicated than ours.
I learned that you have an actual backdrop and not a green screen like we do.